Has this ever happened to you?
You're a loser. Stop trying. You're not going to. Just give up already.
No.
You're not going to accomplish anything.
Anxiety is the feeling of persistent worry, fear, and uneasiness about everyday situations. Do you find yourself randomly feeling restless and tense, and your heartbeat starts getting faster and faster? Or you're so worried about something that you feel tired and you sleep a lot, or not sleep if you're a fellow insomniac? Being a pooper scooper and small business owner can bring a lot of anxiety to your everyday life. When I first started out on this journey, I didn't tell anyone that I started a pet waste removal business, fearing that I might get exposed as someone who didn't know what I was doing. This fear would cause endless negative thoughts of doubt that I was good enough to start my own business, or risk having a friend or family member ask me 6 months from now how my business is doing, and having that awkward conversation that I was no longer doing it. One of the best ideas you can implement to deal with that kind of fear and anxiety is having a support system and surrounding yourself with others who are helping you succeed, whether that's a significant other or a friend that you really trust. Learn to be comfortable with celebrating your successes and sharing your struggles with your support system. If you start talking about your business with someone and they immediately begin to undermine your feelings or negatively talk about your potential to succeed, that is a major red flag, and you do not want that person in your corner. Your support system should hold you accountable and give their honest feedback about your business with your best interests in mind. They should help you steer clear of anything that can negatively impact your business and celebrate the small wins you'll have as a business owner. I'm going to share a really impactful way you can celebrate your wins on your own, so make sure you watch till the end to learn more. You should also consider joining a community and learn from each other, whether that's a Facebook group, a business owner association in your state, or a YouTube channel. Surround yourself with other business owners who can relate to your struggles as an entrepreneur. Maybe you'll ask your significant other their opinion about your marketing material, but it's even better to get an opinion from someone who can give you feedback on which marketing material worked best for them and which ones didn't produce a positive result. If you fail once, you learn once and move forward. But if you surround yourself with a community that shares in their failures and successes, you will grow exponentially faster than doing it alone. Now, it's your turn. What are you most anxious about with your business? Leave a comment below and share with your fellow scoopers. Another aspect that made me anxious were the hateful and negative comments people could potentially leave on my Facebook business page. It's crazy to see, but sometimes you really do get all kinds of haters and negativity whenever you start promoting your dog poop removal business on social media. You'll see comments about people who don't clean up after their dogs as lazy, horrible dog owners, or they can't believe anyone would be willing to pay someone to scoop up their dog waste and proudly proclaim that they scoop after themselves. These individuals who feel the need to spew negativity on social media and who are so passionate about how other people spend their money have no place being around your business. You should always be prepared to defend your services and explain that you are just like any other home service business, like landscapers and residential cleaners, and that you help bring value to your customers by giving them time back to focus on the things that really matter to them. When you professionally defend your business, it will only reinforce your current clients that they made the right choice in hiring you, and you may sway any potential clients who are on the fence to reach out for a quote. If these individuals have nothing positive to say and only continue to badmouth your business and clients, do not be afraid to hide their comment or block them completely from your page. You can't please everybody, and I'd rather focus my energy trying to land a new customer who appreciates my service than convince someone else who doesn't care and doesn't want to do business with me. Speaking of business, this line of work requires us to be around dogs at times, but something kind of crazy always made me anxious.
My dog stepped on a bee.
No, not that, but something even more terrifying. It's perfectly normal to feel stressed about dogs accidentally being let out and barking at you aggressively or even biting you. Even worse, having the dog escape the yard because you accidentally left the gate open on your way out. Most of our clients love their animals deeply, and you can only imagine the guilt everyone will feel if either you or the dog gets hurt. It's reasons like this why I specifically do not walk into a yard without a confirmation from my client that I'm safe to do so, or if I know their dogs are friendly and I've met them before. Not only am I protecting myself from any potential liability, I'm minimizing the risk of getting a serious injury. You can also verbally tell yourself that the gate is closed on your way out, or take a picture of the closed gate and send it to your client as confirmation that their dogs are safe inside. However, I have some yards where my anxiety is through the roof, even though I've been told I'm safe to go into their yard because I know these dogs are super aggressive and they watch me menacingly from their windows. Everything my client should expect for their scooping appointment is outlined in my terms of service. service. But before I get to that, we need to talk about getting paid on time and how to handle customers who routinely pay late. When I first started, I only got paid for my scoops via Venmo or cash. I had many instances where I gave the customer their final total after the job was complete, and I sat with dread and anxiety waiting for them to pay. But until I got paid, I just felt sick to my stomach that someone would take advantage of me and not pay for the services we agreed to. But even though this can happen to you, it's very unlikely, and you have the recourse of taking them to collections and ruining their credit. However, you will find some clients who try to be sneaky and take advantage of you anyways. Story time. I had a client where I was supposed to scoop for one dog a week, and after a few weeks, I began to notice more waste in the yard. My client didn't mention there was a second dog. I felt so much dread about having an awkward conversation with this client if he chose to lie or deny a second dog that I actually did not say anything to him for 2 months. So each time I went to his yard, I just felt anxious and annoyed that this person was taking advantage of me, but I didn't have the courage to stand up for myself. Until one day, I went to his yard earlier than scheduled and was happily greeted by 2 friendly dogs. At the end of my scoop, I immediately updated the visit to 2 dogs, sent the invoice, and waited. Even though I was dreading every second, I decided getting paid what I'm worth was more important than the anxiety I was feeling. He ended up paying the updated invoice and left a tip, so now I'm no longer annoyed and worried when I scoop their yard. Moral of the story: even though it can be hard having an awkward conversation with a client, especially around money, you are the business owner and you decide what your time and energy is worth. Don't let unnecessary stress about not getting paid enough weigh you down on top of the stress you'll have being a small business owner and entrepreneur. Once I implemented Jobber in my business processes and required deposits for all new clients and a card on file for weekly clients, getting paid the appropriate amount for my services and in a timely manner was one less thing I felt anxious about with my pet waste removal business. Along with Jobber, creating a terms of service for my pooper scooper business lifted a huge burden off my shoulders. I explicitly outlined several terms, including when they will receive emails and texts from me, the requirement of their dogs being secured inside, when payment is expected and any potential grace period, and how I try my best to scoop what I can see, but I can't guarantee waste being picked up if the grass is long and unkept. My terms of service outlines exactly what my customers should expect when doing business with me. They are the set of rules I created that can protect my business from problems beyond my control. If a customer does not agree to my terms of service, I try to talk to them to better understand their concerns, but agreeing to my terms is a requirement in order to be serviced by me. There is no law that requires you to have a terms of service, but it's a best practice I recommend implementing to minimize the anxiety you feel with a pet waste removal business. Other best practices I recommend is focusing on self-care outside of business, whether that's reading books or listening to podcasts and music or going out in nature more. Whatever you enjoy that helps you recharge and get your mind off of work is something you should consider putting in your schedule so you don't risk getting burned out. One impactful way I try to reflect and celebrate my wins is the utilization of my gratitude book. I schedule time every morning and evening to write down 5 affirmations of what I'm grateful for in my life. I try to take at least 5 minutes to acknowledge the good things that I have going for me and my family. Being a business owner can be a lonely and stressful career, and sometimes it can fully consume you. Using a gratitude book will give you a moment to be present with your thoughts and recognize your wins and successes. It's hard to be vulnerable, but if you can't take 5 minutes to celebrate why you're an amazing person each day, then you might need to change some priorities in your life. If these feelings and anxieties start to interfere in your daily life, please take care and try to speak with a professional. Even though feeling anxiety is perfectly normal and often healthy emotion, having an anxiety disorder should not be something you try to deal with alone. I'm fortunate enough to say that I have a great relationship with my therapist who's helped me heal in so many ways. Because I implemented some of these strategies, I've had less anxiety and fear about being a professional pooper scooper and an entrepreneur. I feel confident when I talk to my customers because I know exactly what I offer and everything is outlined in a terms of service if there's any confusion with a client. One of the biggest anxieties I had with my pet waste removal business was how was I going to acquire commercial clients and if I was ready for those kinds of jobs. These kinds of accounts can be hard work, but the potential they bring to increase your income should not be ignored. You can learn my best tips about landing commercial clients and how much to charge by clicking the video that's on screen now. And I'll see you on the next scoop, and as always, acknowledge the now. Bye!